You hate Mom's chickens.
Man protects what's his.
Well, why don't you sell them to somebody who actually wants them, you know? I mean... Whatever, okay. I'm only here to take you to your appointment. If you want to kill yourself before then, go ahead. Makes my life much easier.
This film, COOP, was about a father and son with a very rocky relationship, and the son comes home after a long time to help his dad out after breaking his arm. When building the COOP, they begin to bond again, but later when they go out for drinks, an old bully of the son reminds them kind of why they had so many disagreements, possibly struggling with him coming to terms with his sexuality and when he was younger, and his dad maybe not being fully supportive while he was growing up. I think the COOP was meant to represent the son leaving the nest to live his own life, and maybe the father struggling to come to terms with their rocky relationship. And when they have that final argument, the father decides to let all the chickens go, which maybe could have been representative of him trying to get the son to come back. I don't know, that could be a lot of different things. I thought this film was very thought-provoking as it had a lot of metaphors and depth in the overall plot, and mostly I love that the message and overall theme, I think, is a big struggle that a lot of families can definitely relate to.
COOP. I thought this was really interesting. I think it showed how much strain and distance can really occur in a relationship, but you still have contact with that person. You still obviously care about them. Obviously, you know, he came out when he heard what happened to his dad, and he, you know, was there to take him to his appointment. He agreed to stay a little bit longer. Clearly, it wasn't one of those situations where there's no contact and there's no hope of reconciliation or having a relationship. But I thought it did such a great job of showing the kind of cracks, but you can still show up for those people, even if you know, don't necessarily want to be there out of obligation or love or, you know, familial ties, like whatever the situation may be. I think that a big part of that is still being willing to show up. But then once they were there, you could see that there was potential. There were obviously still things they were struggling with. There was obviously still things that were definitely in the way of their relationship, and you could see the strain. But I think it also showed that, like, there was hope for something in the future. And I think that that is really, really important. And I loved that they, like, had this thing with, like, revolving around the chickens and the chicken coop, and that, like, the dad didn't even want the chickens, but that was, like, his kind of last tether to his wife, and that she loved the chickens, and so he feels like it's his, you know, duty or honor or whatever, it's his last tie to that connection. And yeah, I think that that's, like, why it became so important. And I think eventually the son kind of understood that and was, like I said, still willing to, like, try again to be a part of his dad's life, but you could see the strain, you could feel it. And I think that that is such great storytelling, when you can really feel the cracks in a relationship, the weight, the history, and I think that they did a great job of showing that.
This film is called COOP. This was a touching short. The direction is excellent, as is the casting. The two main characters of father and son are both very defined, the surly dad and the son who feels misunderstood by his dad. Great acting. The farm and small town bar settings are perfect for the narrative, and the farm sound design works really well. The storyline is so moving as the characters show that life and relationships can be messy and unresolved sometimes. COOP, check it out.